Hello, I'm Ted Simons from Arizona PBS. You know, sometimes we want to change in our government. Sometimes we prefer to keep things as they are. Voting is how we express those opinions, and it's a key part of our democracy. Elections for president and other high-profile offices often get the most attention, but state and local races have an even bigger impact on everyday life. Once voted into office, elected leaders are tasked with answering important questions like, will a proposed road project be prioritized for completion? How will public services like trash pickup in schools operate? And should vacant land be designated for single-family homes or high-density apartment buildings? Sometimes voters are asked to weigh in on these issues through ballot initiatives, which have the same legal weight as if they were passed by the legislature and signed by the governor. For example, in 2020, Proposition 207 asked Arizona voters whether marijuana possession and use should be legalized. 60% of voters said yes, which put a new law into place. But more often than not, we're electing leaders to make these decisions. Since these leaders work for us and are elected to represent our interests and values, it's important to be informed about candidates' positions on the issues. In an election year, there are generally two opportunities to vote: a primary, which allows each political party to select a candidate to run for a particular office, and a general election, which allows voters to elect a candidate for that office. To vote in Arizona, you'll first need to register. Now, to do that, you have to be a citizen of the United States, a resident of Arizona, and at least 18 years of age by the next general election. To register, you'll need an Arizona driver's license or non-operating ID card. If you don't have either of these, you'll need another proof of citizenship. That can be a birth certificate, a U.S. passport, or naturalization document, or a tribal enrollment number. Check the Arizona Secretary of State's website at azsos.gov to make sure you have the right paperwork. Within 4 to 6 weeks of submitting your voter registration form, you should receive a voter registration card in the mail, along with information about your designated polling place, which is where you'll go if you choose to vote in person. There are cases where adults who meet the citizenship and residency requirements are not allowed to vote. For example, convicted felons are not permitted to vote until they've served their time and their civil rights have been restored. There are also cases where a court may find someone not mentally capable of making the important decisions voters are asked to make due to a medical condition or other factors. In Arizona, voters have multiple options for how we cast our ballots. The more traditional approach is to visit your designated polling place in person on Election Day. If that's your choice, remember to bring at least one form of ID. You can also cast your ballot in person during the early voting period. And finally, Arizona allows any voter to request a ballot by mail. Upon receiving your ballot, you can fill it out at home and either return it by mail or deliver it to any polling place before or on Election Day. Again, check azsos.gov to make sure you're prepared to participate in our democracy through the election process. While you can contact your elected officials or speak out about issues at any time, voting for the people who represent you is a powerful way to shape your community. Make sure your voice is heard, fight for your right to vote, and be sure to vote. I'm Ted Simons of Arizona PBS. Thanks for watching this episode of Voter Ed.